Okay, go ahead, Mikey.
We got Daryl Johnston joining us now. This was a last-second addition to the show.
Moose.
We have the EVP of the USFL before the USFL Championship this weekend in Canton. We've already given out 8 tickets, and now we have a Hall of Famer joining us. What's up, Daryl? Thank you.
Oh, my pleasure. Thanks for having me, guys.
So I'm not sure if you're aware of it. You probably are. But one of the guys that's been a regular on our panel, he's come in every Monday for the bulk of the season, Boogie Roberts, one of the defensive linemen for Pittsburgh. Great guy, great personality, just and very knowledgeable, and not just football, but all sports. He's a huge NBA fan. He's from LA. And here he is now. Every week for the last 4, he's come in and said, well, guys, if we don't win, my run is done. We're out. They had to win the last couple games of the regular season, the last 3, just to make it in the playoffs. And now here he is, a win from winning the championship. And I know Birmingham's going to be the big favorite, but he said something that I want your reaction to. He said, it ain't no fun when the Rabbits got the gun. I give this team a fighting chance, Moose. What do you think about that?
Oh, we get to test the old adage: defense wins championships and offense sells tickets. That's a hard pill for me to swallow as an offensive guy, but that's what everybody says. We're going to find out. I think it's going to be a great pressure test between these two teams. They've done a great job of wearing that underdog, disrespected team all season long. They were 1-9 last year. I don't think anybody had Pittsburgh on their radar to be the North representative in our championship game, but they've done a fantastic job. They don't beat themselves, and that's one of the things that we saw during the course of the season. We had some of our teams find very creative ways to lose games, and that's one of the things that Pittsburgh hasn't done. It's one of the things that Birmingham hasn't done. So I think we're getting our 2 top teams kind of rolling into this in our championship game. And I always tell people, they're like, well, the North Division, they didn't even have a winning record. You should expand so, you get the top 4 teams and not do it divisionally. The last 3 NFL teams to go to the playoffs with a losing record, 2 of those 3 won. So those guys are exactly what you said Boogie talked about. They are playing for their playoff lives at the end of the regular season. So they've got that sense of urgency. They've been in playoff mode for a long time, and they seem to kind of ride that wave and make pushes into the playoffs. So I'm really excited, to see how this game pans out, because I guarantee you, to your point, Birmingham will be the heavy favorite. And there's not going to be a lot of people thinking that Pittsburgh's going to pull this off.
Yeah, and they are a 6.5-point favorite. I saw this morning. I'm curious. Boogie was telling us about the quarterback from Birmingham, and he was saying that he thinks he's more dangerous out of the pocket running with the ball than he is in the pocket throwing the ball there. I know I'm guessing he's the favorite to win MVP of the league. How good is he?
He's very good. He's grown up. He's matured quite a bit. I think that he and Skip have a great rapport. It's always dangerous when your play caller and your quarterback get on the same page, and they've kind of got that telepathic, I already know what you're thinking type thing. When you get into the third down scenarios, when you get into the red zone scenarios, they know what the play should be called, and they're kind of walking in lockstep. That's where these 2 guys are right now. But Alex is playing superior to any point in his career as a football player, and he'll tell you that. And a lot of people will say it's because he's grown and understood that risk-reward scenario when making his decisions, and he has not put the Birmingham offense in a tough spot, during the course of the year. But it is true, there's a lot of quarterbacks that if you make them beat you from the pocket, sometimes they struggle with that. I think that that's another area that Alex has actually matured and grown. We all see how dangerous he is when he gets to the outside. He and Jay Sternberger seem to have that connection when the play breaks down and all of a sudden you're off script. That's one of the areas that Alex is very dangerous, but I think he's played very, very well from the pocket this year. So, Boogie may think that, hey, we're going to make him beat us from the pocket. The one thing that Alex has brought to the table this year is the ability to beat you from the pocket.
Hey, Daryl, where is the league as we get ready to go into this championship game compared to where you guys had hoped it would be? Is it growing at the rate that you had wanted? And what are the plans in the future for the USFL?
Yeah, we're on great footing right now. Coming out of year 1, I thought we might go to a North Division and a South Division and have 4 teams in each hub, and for our league to have the confidence to expand to 4 hubs and put 2 teams in each one, which is much more than I thought we would do. It adds so many logistical challenges. It really kind of separates your workforce. Our USFL family, is now in multiple hubs instead of all together like we were in year 1. So that presented some challenges there. But everybody's done a tremendous job, risen to the occasion. I thought we had a great year 2. I think our play is better at key positions. I think our quarterbacks across the board were better year 2 than year 1. We added 120 plus years of coaching experience with our 4 new hires this year. When you talk about Mike Nolan, Ray Horton, Curtis Johnson, and John DiFilippo, from high school, college, into the professional level, over 120 years. And there's 5 Super Bowls mixed in there with those guys. 3 of our 4 new hires were in our playoffs. So as good as we were this year, and as much as improved we were this year, I can't wait to see what we do in year 3. The consistency from season to season, you could see it with our players. They're much more comfortable. They understand it. One of the big things in football is you have to stop thinking, right? You're just reacting, and you can't get to that point until you become very comfortable in your systems. And I think we saw a lot of that here in year 2, and we should see even more of that in year 3.
Hey, Daryl, I got a question for you about the Sky Judge. So there was a impact penalty called in that championship game with Michigan and Pittsburgh. The Sky Judge was able to step in and get the correct call. How far away is the NFL from adapting some of what you guys do in the USFL as far as Sky Judge and other things like that?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of fans that are looking at it and thinking the same thing that you are, that, we can't have a mistake cost the team an opportunity to play for a championship. We had that same situation last year in New Jersey and Philadelphia. There was a roughing the quarterback call. And it did look like it in real time, but then when you looked at it in slow motion, it was not. And there was an interception thrown on that play that went all the way down inside the red zone, the other direction. And if that play would have stood, then New Jersey is on their way in to kind of seal that game and become the North Division champion. They overturn it in review, and Philadelphia goes on to win that game and represent the North in the championship game. And then we had another similar one Saturday night. I think when the stakes are high, and you're talking about the opportunity to compete for a championship, and you have the ability to step in and correct a call, I don't know how you don't look at that as the NFL and say we've got to find a way to make that work in our league, because there's just too much at stake, and we can't have the excuse of, well, you got to play that game and human error is a part of it. When we can fix human error that prohibits a team from rightfully going to play for a championship, we should take advantage of that opportunity.
Now, is there ever going to be a time, do you guys think, where these teams will play in their cities? Or is it always going to be hubs?
No, the mission is to get everybody into their home markets.
Okay.
You look at what our crowd was like Sunday night, and then what you had Saturday night. We have New Jersey and Pittsburgh in Canton. And listen, I'm from Western New York. I know the rivalry that exists between Western New York, Western Pennsylvania, and Eastern Ohio, right? It's Buffalo, Cleveland, Pittsburgh. They just battle, and it's hard for the people of Ohio to cheer for a team from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So our goal is to get every single one of our teams into that home market, have that home field advantage, really engage our fan bases. Let them know that we are going to be here. That's the hardest part, is we transition in a sustainable way to keep our league up and running. At a pace that guarantees us the opportunity to get these 8 teams into their home markets. As we go through that process, we know that the fan bases in some of these hubs are like, well, it's hard for me to cheer for Pittsburgh because I know they're not going to be here all the time. Or it's hard for me to cheer in Philadelphia when you're up at Ford Field because I know they're probably going to be leaving soon. So it's really hard for the people there to commit themselves as a fan base. So the goal has always been to get all of our teams into their home markets.
Yeah. Slow and steady wins the race, and I like the plan.
Absolutely.
It seems to definitely be working so far.
Yeah.
Daryl, thank you so much for joining us. We hope you get a great championship game, and we here at the UCSS, we're giving away 40 tickets this week to watch Pittsburgh and Birmingham fight for the trophy. Thanks, Daryl. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. Say hi to Boogie for me. He's been great. We're trying to get him some reps in the offseason as well. He is very talented.
Nice.
I love to hear that, and I know he's going to love to hear that. In fact, I know one day he wants to be a game analyst, so who better to mentor him than you? So I hope you kind of help him and take him under your wing. Yeah. Smart kid, great personality, passionate. I think he's got everything that it takes. Daryl, thanks again, man. Appreciate it.
You got it, guys. Thanks for everything.
There you go.
Hey, that'd be a huge win for Boogie if he could sort of have Daryl as his mentor and show him the ropes because I see a lot of qualities in Boogie that I think
Be
would
rooting
make
for
a
them to
great-
win Saturday
a great-
night.
Yeah, good luck to Boogie.
8 o'clock, we're giving away 32 more tickets throughout the rest of the week, so stay tuned for how you can win those.